Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our August 12th board meeting. Please join us in the pledge. Councilwoman Noah.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Supervisor Wellhite.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilwoman Noack.
Here.
Councilwoman Anzarello.
Here.
Councilman Lohman. Here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we start the board meeting today, we are proud to recognize a public servant who stands out within the town of Smithtown. Once a month, we begin a town board meeting by honoring an employee whose dedication, talent, and character have made a meaningful impact on our community. Today, it is my privilege to recognize someone whose contributions go far beyond his official role, Information Technology Security Coordinator John Gonzalez, who is sitting right here. John's ingenuity has saved the taxpayers millions of dollars, from developing the town of Smithtown's mobile app at no cost to installing live streaming systems in our parks that connect families near and far, boost local businesses, and put Smithtown on the map for major tournaments. His work designing our state-of-the-art security camera network has saved lives, helped first responders and quickly respond in emergencies, and kept our community safer than ever before. What's most remarkable is that so much of this was done outside of his job description. Driven purely by his love for the town and his dedication to serving it, it is with immense pride and gratitude that we present John Gonzalez with the Certificate of Excellence for his outstanding public service. John, thank you for everything you've done for the town of Smithtown. You've done an excellent job, especially, most importantly, life-saving measures that you see. You heard and you read in the papers about people in stress swimming in the Nessaquaga things. That's all. Those saves were made in large part because Mr. Gonzalez has a camera system set up, and we want to thank you for what you do for the community. Thank you, John. Tommy.
On behalf of the town board, John, we'd like to present you with the certificate of appreciation for your job. Well done. Thank you for everything you did.
Thank you, John.
Don't break it.
We need to frame back tomorrow.
John, there is no money coming with that. It's just-
It's gonna be return to frame in 24 hours.
Okay, we have two site plans this afternoon. Mr. Trotter.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, members of the town board. I'm Liam Trotta with the Planning Department, and I have two site plan applications to present this afternoon to the board, acting as the Board of Site Plan Review. The first application is called RSM. The subject site is located at 100 Engineers Road in the Hauppauge Industrial Park. And the proposal is for a parking lot expansion and the construction of new retaining walls with associated site work. So this is the site plan of the property. The building and most of the existing parking lot will remain the same. They're just proposing a parking lot addition to the south side of the property. It's currently a wooded lot with a slight grade change, so that's why they're going to be pushing. This is a zoomed-in version of the proposal. They're going to be pushing the curb line back approximately 50 feet and proposing an 8-foot retaining wall along the south side of the parking lot addition. And this will be a net gain of about 44 parking stalls. The applicant has agreed to 3 conditions of site plan approval. The first condition is that they obtain the necessary building permits from the town building department. The second condition is that they install a tree preservation fence around all trees to be preserved on site. And the last condition is that they obtain a separate retaining wall permit from the building department as well. Does the board have any questions on this
Questions by the
application?
board?
No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The next application is called Prospect Holding of Smithtown LLC. The subject site is located on the southeast corner of Middle Country Road and Prospect Avenue in Smithtown. It's this vacant parcel in between the Bi-County Auto Body Shop and the Smithtown Animal Shelter. And the proposals for the construction of a new 4,891 square foot, 1-story building for motor vehicle sales / rental showroom and repair garage. and a 3,850 square foot outdoor storage and display area with associated site work. So there'll be parking, so Middle Country Road is located on the left side of the plan. There'll be parking in front of the building and behind, and the display area will be enclosed, a fenced-in enclosed area on the very south end of the parking lot. Proposed architecture of the building. So it'll be a two-tenant building. One will be for auto rentals, and the second tenant will be just repair garage. And the applicant has agreed to 4 conditions of site plan approval. The first condition is that they obtain the applicable permits from the town building department, and that the ground sign shall be a monument style with a 2 to 3 foot masonry base, not to exceed a total of 8 feet in height. The second condition is that they obtain a tree preservation fence around all trees to be preserved on site. So the site actually extends further south, but the south portion of the site will remain undisturbed and in its natural state. The third condition is that the applicant obtain a highway road opening permit from the town highway department for new curb cuts and improvements along Prospect Avenue. There'll be 2 new curb cuts along Prospect. And the last condition is that they obtain a highway work permit from the New York State Department of Transportation for improvements along Middle Country Road. There is an existing curb cut that's unused, and they'll be closing that out along Middle Country. Does the board have any questions on this application?
Just one, can you
Yep.
go back to the photo itself? Because I'm trying to figure out,
Mhm.
you said the animal shelter was near the...
The animal shelter's on the left-hand side. and
Oh,
by County
okay,
Road.
yeah, all right.
Yep.
Yep, that was, okay, thank you.
And the undisturbed area that you spoke about to the south that abuts the Firematic Training Center?
No, it's actually, if you look, it abuts it, yeah, the fire training center is on the east. To the south are actually residents,
Okay.
but as you can see, this lot line right here, this is the dividing point. So
Right
anything
there.
beyond that will remain.
And that stays undeveloped?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Chato. We will be voting on the site plans at the end of today's board meeting. We will move now, City Board of Water Commissioners.
Minutes approval, July 15, 2025, and town clerk to advertise for request for proposal 25-074, professional engineering services to design a water main for Oakside Drive, Smithtown.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Leonhardt?
Yes. Reconvene as town board.
Appointments by the supervisor to the Youth Advisory Board, term August 13, 2025 through December 31, 2026, and removals from the Youth Advisory Board, effective August 13, 2025, all names as they appear on the agenda. For correspondence, Smithtown High School East Homecoming Parade, October 4th, 2025, from 12:30 p.m. until approximately 1:30 p.m. Comac High School Homecoming Parade, October 11th, 2025, from 1 p.m. until approximately 2 p.m. St. James Festival Day, October 5th, 2025, from 7:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., and the Building Department report for July 2025. There are 2 public hearings today. One, Martin Simon and Simone Freeman.
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor, members of the town board. I'm Martin Simon, one of the assistant town attorneys for the town of Smithtown. The purpose of today's first public hearing is for the board to determine whether or not the town should enter upon the premises at 20 Dawson Avenue, Kings Park, New York, for 2 separate purposes. The first purpose is for remediating the property maintenance issues at the site, tall grass and weeds, overgrown brush, general overgrown conditions. That condition at the site is secondary to the primary condition, which is the deteriorating structure at the site, which subsequently has been designated as unsafe by the town's building director. An unsafe notice was sent to the property owner on July 14th. That notice did demand that the property be fixed or taken down essentially within 3 weeks. That has not been done, so we are here today. This property is vacant. The property owner is an elderly woman who lives in the Apex Rehabilitation and Nursing Center in Huntington Station. What makes this case a little bit different than a typical case is that Patricia Hurd, the property owner, is the subject of a guardianship proceeding, which means she has someone that makes her personal and financial decisions for her because she cannot make her own. So that is being handled by the EAC network out of Garden City, and I've been in contact with their attorney, Tanisha Allen, several times, and they are well aware of what the town is looking to do here. Their only request was, please pay for it and then lien it, and it'll be handled when we sell the property. So with this particular situation and the appointment of a guardian for the property owner, EAC is currently in the process of putting together the paperwork to petition the Supreme Court to allow a sale of the property to pay Ms. Hurd's debts and sell the house, essentially, because from what I'm told, that is Ms. Hurd's only asset. Each of you has been provided with a packet of photographs taken just this morning by our Public Safety Department. Just to give you an idea of the conditions at the site, a copy of that was given to the town clerk for filing. And you'll notice that there is some sand and what looks like recent work that's been done at the site. On July 28th, the building director, on a routine inspection, noticed that there was a sinkhole in the rear of the property, and that sinkhole had breached the actual structure. So he promptly called our highway superintendent, Robert Murphy, and Mr. Murphy was able to get a crew out there that afternoon and fill the void with approximately 15 tons of bank run at a cost of approximately $3,500. That cost will additionally, strike that, that cost will also be leaned against the property, as that was an emergency issue that had to be dealt with on the spot. If any of you, or any of the board members, the supervisor, have any questions, the building director, Joseph Lorifus, is here today to answer those questions if you like.
Question by the board.
One question the attorney you're dealing with, they would rather see the building knocked down?
They understand the severity of the circumstances with regard to the unsafe designation by the building director.
Okay.
Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard on this public hearing? There being none, I will move to close.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Make a motion to adopt.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy? Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilwoman Izzarello?
Yes.
Councilman Lumen?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, members of the board. The purpose of the second public hearing today is for the board to consider an amendment to Town Code Section 324 entitled Moratorium on Battery Energy Storage Systems, and to extend the moratorium adopted on September 19th, 2024 for an additional 6-month period. At this time, an extension of the moratorium is necessary for the Smithtown Township Fire Chief Council and staff to thoroughly vet and consider NYSERDA's Battery Energy Storage System Guidebook and proposed amendments to both the New York State Building and Fire Code that have not yet been adopted. Therefore, it would be premature to allow the moratorium to expire at this point. Additionally, it should be noted that this proposed extension was forwarded to the Suffolk County Planning Commission as required under General Municipal Law, Section 239M, and denied on the basis that other municipalities have adopted codes based upon the proposed regulations that haven't went into effect yet. Therefore, should the town move forward with the extension today, as it is recommended, it must do so by a supermajority vote of the board. That concludes my presentation, unless there's any other questions.
Questions by the board? Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? There being none, I will move to close. Mr. Clerk?
Councilman Lumen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Izzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes, motion to adopt.
Second.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilwoman Izzarello?
Yes.
Councilman Lumen?
Yes.
Thank you, Counselor.
There are 3 advertisements for public hearings today, all to be held on September 9, 2025 at 2 p.m. Town Hall Victor T. List Boardroom. First, to consider proposed local law 11-2025 amendments to Chapter 112 of the Town Code entitled Building Construction as it relates to OSHA safety requirements. Second, to consider proposed local law 12-25 amendments to Chapter 207 entitled Noise as it relates to officer observations. And the third is to consider the proposed extension of the Smithtown Water District boundary and water main extension for 881 Jericho Turnpike, Smithtown.
Councilwoman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Angelillo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
For consent agenda, minutes approval of July 24, 2025, comptroller items 1 through 32, and comptroller resolutions 1 and 2 as they appear on the agenda.
Does anyone on the council wish to remove any resolutions from the consent agenda?
No.
No, thank you.
Mr. Clerk?
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Angelillo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to issue a secra negative declaration in the matter of the application for site plan approval for RSM Hauppauge for the reasons stated in a memorandum from David A. Barnes, Environmental Protection Director, dated August 4th, 2025, and in the matter of the application for site plan approval by Prospect Holding of Smithtown for the reasons as stated in a memorandum from David A. Barnes, Environmental Protection Director, dated August 4th, 2025.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Angelillo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for bid 25073 print recycling calendar, bid 25075 tree services, and bid 25080 installation of a splash pad at Paul J. Fitzpatrick Country Club.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Angelillo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for request for proposal 25079 independent audit and accounting services.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Angelillo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to award bid 25024 for Contract 2 exterior alterations to existing structure at Short Beach to De Blasio Builders, and to further authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement on a form approved by the town attorney.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Angelillo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to approve an extension of bid 22104, annual service bid for disposal of construction and demolition debris with Palmonic Environmental LLC. 2025 Highway Road Program Amendment to add Grove Avenue in St. James. Extension of bid 24055 for steel stock with Erlin of Long Island, Inc., Pennsylvania Steel Company, Sims Steel Corp., and Tebbins Steel LLC. An agreement to engage with risk management advisors for professional consulting services for risk management services. Ratification of the Highway Superintendent's execution of an agreement with National Grid regarding the 2024 Comac Gas Replacement Project. Ratification of the Highway Superintendent's extension of an agreement with the Suffolk County Water Authority regarding the reimbursement of funds to the town for the restoration of roads following a water main project conducted by the Suffolk County Water Authority. Revised Youth Advisory Board anti-bullying policy to be incorporated into the Youth Advisory Board guidelines. Extension of request for proposal 24056, pavement management services with Pavement Management Group LLC. Cooperative purchasing agreement with Equalis Group. Rescind Resolution 2025-488. Authorize the Engineering Department and Department of Environment and Waterways to prepare plans and all requisite permit application materials, and to further authorize the supervisor to sign all such materials as may be required in order to obtain a New York State DEC permit to conduct the repair of drainage structures along Kim Avenue in Smithtown. Extension of an agreement with American Medical Alert Corporation for a one-year term pursuant to the original agreement dated August 21st, 2024. Ratify the supervisor's execution of a special event permit, New York State Liquor Authority Landlord Authorization Form on behalf of JYC Social, doing business as Tapville Social, for Nisconset Day to be held on August 24th, 2025 in Nisconset. The sale of equipment which was deemed acceptable by the Superintendent of Highways from the Town of Smithtown Highway, New York, number 43442 auction, which ended August 6, 2025. An extension of the agreement with Wareheim LFG Services to utilize designated space located on town property at 85 Old Northport Road in Kings Park for storage purposes, and approve the supervisor's appointments to and the removals from the Youth Advisory Board as the names appear on the agenda.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
The town board to accept a donation on behalf of the animal shelter from Smithtown High School West Animal Protection Club. Acceptance of a grant awarded the amount of $162,500 from the Suffolk County Water Quality Protection and Restoration Program for the implementation of stormwater management and water quality improvement measures along Cordwood Path.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following resolutions on a form approved by the town attorney. An agreement with Taylor Productions to provide showmobile tending and sound system rental services for the recreational department events in 2025. Authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Stony Brook Family and Preventive Medicine, UFPC, for treatment of certain town employees following occupationally related blood-borne pathogen exposures on a form approved by the town attorney. An agreement with Stony Brook Fire District to utilize the Town of Smithtown Edward Mancusi Fire Training Center from July 1st, 2025 through December 31, 2028. And an agreement between the Town of Smithtown and the Smithtown Special Library District for the issuance of bonds to finance a portion of the cost of construction of improvements to the main library building of the Smithtown Special Library District located at 1 North Country Road in Smithtown on a form approved by the town attorney.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to approve settlement in the following matters: Lionel Zenone versus Town of Smithtown, Deborah Marzullo versus Town of Smithtown, and Dominic Briante versus the Town of Smithtown.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes.
Town Board to approve personnel items A through L as they appear on the agenda.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes on A through K, abstain on L. Okay. We will reconvene as Board of Site Plan Review and vote on 2 site plans.
For site plan, we have minutes approval, July 15, 2025, and the 2 site plans presented today by Liam Trotta.
Councilman Lohman?
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhelm?
Yes. That concludes resolutions. Deputy Clerk, we have some speakers.
Yes.
Before we start, folks, public participation is subject to the rules of decorum, which you have on your speaker cards as per Town Code Section 76.7. Public portion is for town-related matters only. Any unsubstantiated, unverified or material false information will be interrupted. 3-minute rule will be strictly enforced. When you hear the tone, you have 1 minute left to complete your statement. Thank you.
Kathleen O'Brien.
Hi, I'm a town resident in Kings Park, and I live near Cy Donnelly Park. And there's been a lot of changes there lately. And at first I was really excited about them because we had a very dangerous playground for the longest time, and then they put in a new one, and I was very happy that my niece didn't have to play on one that was covered in wood splinters anymore, which was great. But then they started doing all this other stuff that just seemed to be like a lot of change all at once, and then I find out that they ripped out all the shade trees, which I was really upset about. I mean, I grew up next to that park, and I have many fond memories of picnicking under those trees, so that was disappointing. Also, I live rather close to the park, and it seems like they're putting a lot of stuff in a small place, which is a bit disappointing. I'm worried about the property values. And not only that, but also I've read a newspaper article, and it said that they're going to be removing the baseball fields, which also disappoints me because when I was a little kid, I used to play there for softball, and as far as I knew, those were actually one of the more recently well-maintained structures they had there. I used to see kids playing there all the time last summer and spring, so that was very disappointing for me. And I was at first hearing rumors around that they were going to be putting in lights for the fields they were putting in, a football field, soccer field. I've been told that might be wrong, and I'm hoping that's the case because I've seen the lights they have over at the Kings Park High School, and really bright, and it seems like it would probably be like a property value thing for the people who live around it. And lastly, it's kind of a park supposed to be for the community, and it feels like they're just kind of putting in a lot of stuff that's going to be for people outside the community to use it. And I don't have a problem with people using it. I mean, the kids used it for children's football and soccer for years, but I don't know why they got to put in like new facilities for it. I was just thought that all you needed to play soccer or football was just a grass on a field and chalk markers. That's pretty much all I got to say. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you. I would suggest if you want further information on the reconstruction of the park, you could call our Department of Parks, Buildings and Grounds, and they can explain the plan and why we're doing the reconstruction that way. I can categorically tell you, on behalf of the board, the residential community doesn't have to worry about lights. There will be no lighting of those fields. They're just reconstruction of the fields based on discussions on usage through our recreation department and Kings Park Youth Organization. So there's gonna be football, soccer. We are going to, in the beginning of '26, install new courts there, basketball, tennis, possibly pickleball, depending on how the neighbors feel there.
People still not play baseball?
Baseball is played there by Kings Park Youth. I believe there's one field that will be there. The other fields, where the use will be done at Kings Park Memorial over in Kings Park on Cedar Street.
No?
There's no fields.
Oops, sorry. Someone else wants to talk apparently. All right.
Okay?
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Tom O'Brien.
The Irish are taking over here. Guess what I'm going to talk about. Okay. Well, hey, thank you for this opportunity to speak to the board. I appreciate it. My name is Tom O'Brien. I've been a resident close to 40 years now and living in Kings Park adjacent to the Cy Donnelly Park. I'm addressing you about an area of great concern, the conversion of Cy Donnelly Park, a community resource for our neighborhood that's being transformed and monopolized into a sports complex without any input from the surrounding homeowners, who will bear the brunt of all the traffic, parking, noise, denial of access to our neighbors because the fields are getting used. This has an enormous impact on our neighborhood, and we were never afforded the courtesy to review and to weigh in on the plan. Additionally, we were not offered an opportunity to discuss what alternatives were available, such as using the vast William T. Rogers acreage and parking resources, as well as many of the acres unused at the state land in Kings Park. Further, the town residents were never informed of how much this is going to cost. As many will mention today, we thought we were originally getting a refresh of the park, which is fine. However, we saw how this demolition and modification was changing the character of the space and also destroying the quality of life. We became alarmed. We were never informed of how many of us never even saw the plan until it was recently published in the Smithtown News, even though we'd had asked for it. Essentially, the town has taken away our cherished neighborhood resource and has turned it into a magnet for bringing everyone in the town, and perhaps the county, if this is used for travel teams and tournaments, into a neighborhood with limited arterial access, and it's being implemented without involving those living in the area. Frankly, it's over the top and just too much. The town has removed shade trees, reduced the number of tennis courts, eliminated any open space, eliminating walkable locations where teens can set up impromptu games like softball, and frankly, a place for the neighbors just to relax on the weekend, because it's just going to be packed Saturday and Sunday, the way you've set it up. Incidentally, measured from 100 feet away, pickleball generates 70 decibels, okay? That's equivalent of running your vacuum in your house all the time, okay? And unlike tennis, pickleball also generates a higher frequency pitch between 100 and 1,000 to 2,000 hertz, which is the human ear's most sensitive area, okay? It's equivalent to the beeps of a garbage truck continuously. Due to the disruptive nature of the sport, it's recommended by pickleball court builders that it be set back 500 feet from any residence, and special soundproofing material be used in their construction, which would have been nice to talk about up front. And look, I'm proud to be and have been a Republican my entire life, and I've supported each of you over the years. What seriously worries me, if we have become the party
So,
that
Brian,
favors...
Your 3 minutes are up. We understand, I did explain the pickleball courts. There'll be discussions with residents there before we actually construct those. And if the residential community doesn't want pickleball there will be no pickleball there. We understand that from our other parks.
Well, what we'd like is we'd like more tennis, and we'd like to actually have it set back.
Okay, well, those discussions or that construction will take place in early '26. We'll certainly have our parks director get involved with the neighbors for the
Can't
courts.
do that. You've already taken that space and you've turned it into one of the fields, but I'm sure some of the other
Well,
people...
he will have a plan for it.
Well, you know, the plan that we've seen just isn't acceptable.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Warren Kessel.
Yes, good afternoon, Board. My name's Warren Colsell, 38 Place, Kings Park, New York. Last time I spoke here, I asked for a site plan for the Cy Donnelly Park, which I have in front of me here. That came from the Smithtown News. I'm looking at the layout, and again, you have 3 soccer fields, 1 football field, 1 tackle football field. I guess this is all for CYO, Kings Park CYO. They took down 2 tennis courts, and you propose here to put 1 tennis court up and a pickleball court. You also took down the basketball court. What we'd like, as far as like the neighborhood, is to share the park. Right now, Kings Park Youth looks like they have 95% of the park. We would like to be put back what was originally there. I know you want to put the tennis courts back. Those tennis courts run parallel to number 9 Hague Place. That there's no buffer there. The sound of the pickleball, as Tom just mentioned, is deafening. It sounds like gunshots going off. To hear that all day long, it's not fair to the neighborhood. What I would like to see done is field number 4, which is the soccer field there, put back to the tennis courts. If you want to add pickleball courts, that would create a buffer. Also, I'd like to know who's making all these decisions to take trees down and to do all this work. The community was not involved at all. As I'm going around from neighborhood to neighbors, they're saying they have no idea what was going on with this park. And how come the residents were not informed? You can't do anything in this town, okay, without a variance. Right in the front of your house, if you want to change the picture
your roof, a variance code goes up, and all the neighbors have to be informed. And if they have any objections, they come down here and they speak. We were never given the opportunity to see the layout and to have any input at all. And for that, I'm really disappointed in.
Okay, I believe we have a meeting set up with you, correct?
Yes.
This week, so we'll have those discussions when you come in, the proper employees will be here, and we can go over your concerns.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joanna D. Antonio.
Hello, I'm Joanna D'Antonio. I live at 8 Apollo Lane, Hopog. I'm just here to beg if we could maybe get a cell phone tower, please, 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 I will pay you, please, please.
Whereabouts?
Anywhere, but like by the bull, like during the height of the pandemic, so I went through 3 IVFs to have my daughter. I make a conscious effort to spend a lot of time with her, hence I support the playground. You know, if you have to cut down trees, which that's sad for the environment, if we could have maybe like the little shade you installed, like at Gibbs Pond, Andreoli Park, the overhangs for the children. But going back to the cell phone tower, I would hike in Caleb Smith State Park, and if you had an emergency, you can't make a cell phone call. And that's scary, and my parents couldn't believe that. You know, I'm not originally from Long Island, I'm here because my husband, he loves it. I'm like, all right, high cost of living, we'll just be poor. But, and he said, good luck, they're never gonna install a cell phone tower. This is the only meeting I can go to. I work full-time during the school year. You know, you guys have it in the random middle of the day. I went last year and you had a soccer team here, and then I didn't get to speak, and I was like, no. So, got here early, but please, 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 please. You could have it in part of the comprehensive plan, right? I saw it's in the comprehensive plan. Chris and I were very excited for, you know, Mr. Wareham getting reelected, and we would love it if you
Not
could
yet.
blend it in. Well, you beat the guy who was worried about the traffic on 454.
I still have a November election to go through.
And I don't think the traffic's that bad. My parents back home were like, how do you deal with it? I'm like, you know, patience. I mean, it's not the city. You can get through. I deal with it. All right, but possibly, could we maybe have one, maybe? And we could blend it in, that way it's not offensive to families. We're all gonna die of cancer anyway, so we have to have a cell phone tower. This is the only place I've lived. Philadelphia, Newark, Delaware, University of Delaware. I've lived in Manhattan, I lived in QRN's Queens. I never had a problem, but here you can't make a phone call. Like, I'll be on the phone, you know, through the safe Bluetooth speaker in the car, and my mom will be like, oh, you cut out, are you in Smithtown again? I go, yep. Because all my doctors are here, podiatrist, GI doctor, child's pediatrician, some of her specialists, so it's like inevitable that I have to go here. The little gym, when she did KP dance, so I feel like I'm always in this corridor here. Okay, that's it.
So thank you. I can tell you that we are consistently looking at
Yeah.
new technology to increase cell service.
Yay.
In some of our parks, we have installed cell towers based on the public safety factor.
Okay.
A number of the parks. I will also tell you that I don't disagree with you,
Yeah.
but I will tell you how difficult it is to site a cell tower in the town of Smithtown because you will have a myriad of public opposition to cell towers.
Why?
Everybody wants service, but they don't want the cell tower
I'll take it.
in their neighborhood.
Put it
Well,
in my backyard.
maybe we have to see
I already
where you
have all
are.
the immune conditions up the butt. I just keep
But
like, why
we
not?
are working now on this 25A corridor right here,
Yeah.
with the Smithtown School across the street. There are sports played on those fields as well. That's a dead zone, there's no cell service, but
Yeah.
or you stay in touch with us is better. We're constantly looking at locations. There is a possibility there may be one installed, here to create that, and we're looking at new technologies as well.
Okay.
Right?
Also, because you have the young Gen Z kids moving to the apartments across the street, you want to draw them in, you know? Cell phone reception, Cheesecake Place,
All
hey.
right. Thank you very much.
Robert Vuolo.
Okay, tough act to follow. Good afternoon, Supervisor and Town Board members. My name is Robert Volo. I am a resident at 7 Hague Place. I'm also here to talk about the ongoing construction at Cy Donnelly Park in Kings Park. I happen to live 2 houses down. I bought my home in 2018, and the park was a huge draw for me personally. I like to think I paid a little more for the home because we got into a bidding war as a result. I have a young daughter. She's 5 years old. She spends numerous amount of time at the park on the playground. We fly a kite in the area. While we are excited to have a new park 2 doors down from my house, I want to make sure that it's being utilized appropriately. You heard concerns about the noise. Parking is another very big concern of mine. Being 2 houses down, there already is some spillover into the neighborhood in front of our homes. The entrance is fairly close to a few homes, while further up towards the park, there's an open space where there's not many homes close to the area. So hoping that there might be some considerations that might be able to be made to the site plans, minor revisions potentially to the entrance of the park. The park is also around the blind corner, which there gets a lot of traffic with the Parkview School at the end. So I've seen a lot of cars fly around that corner. With traffic or parking on both sides now, that's gonna make that space a little tighter, could cause a hazard. So just really 2 asks today. One, to potentially consider some revisions to the site plans. My neighbors and I have some good ideas that we would like to have the opportunity to propose to the town. And then, I guess, further distribution of the site plans. With a young daughter, my wife is friendly with a lot of mothers in the community. Nobody really knows what's going on. Everyone's asking and speculating, and that's kind of unfair to the community, especially surrounding areas. So if
So I
there's a
would
way to distribute.
I would suggest giving our Parks Department a call. I'm sure our Parks Director or his staff is certainly willing to have anybody review what the plans are, what's going on. I think it was posted in the newspaper, and there is additional parking going in. I believe it's 55 additional parking spots
Yeah.
for cars. And when the project is completed, the courts, as I said, are not going to be installed till 26, so there'll be conversations about that. There will be no lighting in that park. There's never been a proposal to light it. And we do work with KPY and some of the other local organizations that use Kings Park Memorial and Cy Donnelly Park for the youth of the town. But we have a pretty good track record of controlling these things once these parks are done. We have had similar concerns, rightfully so, about some of our other facilities as well. And that's our business. We control it, so we're not in the business of destroying neighborhoods. We're in the business of enhancing them.
Right. Okay. Appreciate the time.
Thank you very much.
George Finnan.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Warheim, council members, thanks for this opportunity to speak. I'm also talking about Cy Donnelly. I'm a resident for 25 years by Cy Donnelly. I live a block away. I had a lot of good times at Cy Donnelly. I know KPY is a great organization. My children have used them back in the day. They're a very good youth organization. My main concern driving past Cy Donnelly every day is driving conditions in the area. Even with the small facility that we have there, the 2 soccer fields, when they are being used, that Hague Place on a sharp turn, it's a very dangerous turn. And a suggestion that I would have, I see that the parking area is being expanded, would be have an entrance and an exit, a separate exit. Right now, entrance and exit come out of the same spot at Cy Donnelly, right in front of Westwood Lane, and there's no stop sign on Westwood Lane. I spoke to residents today on Colby and Westwood. Most of them didn't know the full impact of how big the park would be. Everybody thought it was just going to be, new grass and sprinklers. Their main concern is the overflow of parking once the parking lot is filled, with cars coming up into their neighborhood and parking in front of their homes. That's my major concern. I know the town board has, for years, tried to get some of that psych center to put sport fields there. Unfortunately, as of now, they have not been able to do it. And I just feel that although KPY is a great organization, the amount of fields there, I don't think it's really there's too many fields for that area of the town. So that's basically all I wanted to say.
Send the email to my office about the entrance exit being moved.
Okay,
Send that, I don't know what the plans are for the parking lot expansion, but we'll certainly look at that.
okay,
Send it over to us, and if in fact there happens to be multiple games going on at one time as far as traffic flow goes, we have an excellent rapport to Kings Park School District, Dr. Egan. I am positive he would allow us to use the school property on the
That would be
weekend when it's closed to move cars in there, and that will be
that'd be
controlled by our
perfect.
personnel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent idea.
No
I'm
other
sure he
speakers.
will, I know Dr. Egan well. If there is some type of big event there, we'll make sure that
You
happens.
also might want to consider opening up, because they closed that up, to actually used to be able to walk from that parking lot into the park.
School parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
So
discuss
you might
that
be
too.
able to- You might be, if you did that, that would make,
Send your concerns like that to emails to my office, and this way we can have a discussion with the Parks Director.
No other speakers.
Okay, thank you all for coming in today. We heard your concerns, we're gonna work on them. I move to close the meeting.
Supervisor Wilhite.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarello.
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the day.